Hello and welcome to Cinebuck Presents, where I give my $2 instead of my 2 cents. Ever since the original animated version of The Lion King was first released to theaters in 1994, it not only became a cultural phenomenon, but it also became a major staple to a lot of people's childhoods. Mine included. In fact, I saw the animated version in theaters twice and watched it countless times on home video. When the live-action remake was first announced, I was kind of on the fence about it because I wasn't sure if it was even going to work at all or not. Later on, I realized I should be less judgmental and more trustworthy of director Jon Favreau's cinematic vision and decided to give the remake a second chance. As far as the story goes, I don't really need to go into a whole lot of detail about what happens in it, as everyone who has seen the animated version already knows how it goes. It's basically a retelling of William Shakespeare's Hamlet taking place on the African savannah and featuring an all-animal cast. So, how does a live-action remake hold up, compared to its animated predecessor? Well, if you want my honest opinion, it actually turned out to be a little better than I thought it would. While it is generally the same as the original in terms of story structure, it's not exactly a pointless shot-for-shot remake, as some people may think it is. Nor is it like watching a boring National Geographic documentary that features talking animals, as it does have some variations in its dialogue and direction that do sometimes work in the remake's favor. This not only provides a little more interest for the audience, but it also gives them something to compare and contrast with the original to see what works and what doesn't. It may have some minor problems, such as the pacing being a tad rushed at times, and that the remake doesn't have as much of a sweeping grandeur that the animated version has. I do give it credit, though, for the amount of tremendous effort put into it, especially considering the technically impressive visuals and fine storytelling, which do help bring on some of that nostalgic factor. So, will the live-action remake leave a long-lasting impact on audiences as much as the animated version did? Probably not, but what it does have to offer still makes it a rather decent remake. Thus, I give this movie on a scale between 1 and 10, a 6.5. And if you want my advice, I feel it best to look at this remake as an individual film, rather than just outright compare it with the original and thereby judge it as completely awful. While the animated version will always reign supreme, this doesn't mean that the remake is as bad or as pointless as some people have made it out to be. This is Renton Whitetail having given his $2 and signing off. I'll see you next time, and take care.